And Bulelani, what up, though?
How you guys doing, yeah?
Good, man. Welcome back. Welcome back in the new year.
Definitely happy to see you guys. Definitely happy to see Linda.
Happy
Happy to see Neo, man. I'm
Come
happy
on,
to see
go
you guys. Nah, man, I'm happy to be here. Happy New Year.
Happy.
Merry New Year, whichever one.
Whichever you believe in.
Yeah, whichever
definitely.
one you guys want. Yeah.
You know, ne? We've been getting a lot of emails. We've been getting a lot of feedback. And they say, Joe, that show earlier I did, there's this guy that comes to speak. If you don't know, it's not this guy, it's Bulelani.
Yeah.
Alright? It's Bulelani. And they say, every time that guy, after dropping whatever he drops, I'm inspired to do anything and take on anything.
Oh, wow.
You feel great.
Wow.
She's gonna change your life, yeah?
Yes, man.
I tell her that, yeah.
Wow.
My brother, it's 2016.
Yeah, guys.
And the things that were on my mind was decide, act, and commit.
Yeah.
What's your message to us this year?
I think on that very same topic, I mean, we're talking about what kind of things in starting up this new year, what kind of mentality would you need to have to actualize certain things in your life? And I mean, I put it in one line. I mean, a mentality that is unrelenting. A mentality where you have made up your mind, because you see, when we're talking about decide and we're talking about action and commitment, we're talking about making your mind up. A lot of people have their mentality swayed and their decision swayed because they've got one foot in and one foot out, and they haven't made up their minds about where they stand or who they are and what they're going to do. So which is why action becomes a little bit hard and you're always pulled in so many different directions. So at the end of the day, we always have people that wake up and do a lot of activity during the day, and at night they're tired, but they can't even account for that financially because they themselves don't even know what they've done because they haven't narrowed it down to a decision. So we've been acting, we've been committing to actions, but no decisions have been made. But I think that one of the biggest things as we start in this new year, 2016, and a lot of people speak against resolutions. I'm not the kind of person that speaks against resolutions because New Year's resolutions are goals. And when you are able to set those goals in such a way that they are smart and they are realistic and they are attainable, then you'll be able to make sure that you reach out to those goals because all you have is a dream. And when you then start to understand that if I make a decision, because you need to understand one thing, the moment you make a decision, you're moving from one level to the next level. Doesn't matter what decision it is. The moment you make a decision to say that I'm going to be a father, you're leaving one level to another level. The moment you then say that I'm going to go out and steal, you're making an active decision to then say that I'm shifting my life in a certain direction. And when we start to understand that what all the decisions that we make channel our lives in a certain course, we will then start to understand that whatever decision that you need to make needs to be one that is very much informed. But to me, when we talk about deciding, when we're talking about acting, and we're talking about committing, that is the whole package for success. Because this year, I mean, when I think about it, this year in the next few months, I'm celebrating 10 years in business. People think that it just happened. But in Ntwana Sekas, I started with nothing. But I had made a decision that I'm going to succeed. In the first 6 years, there was no money. But I made my decision that I'm going to succeed. So when they when they see me these days pulling up, they think that it just happened. No, it didn't just happen. But it happened the day I made the decision. You need to understand one thing, that everything that you'd ever want for your life, that big house, that 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 or 20-story house, 6, 7 cars, 30 employees, the day that you get those people is the day you make that decision. Because when you make that decision, you're making that decision in the absence of what may happen in the next day. You're making that decision understanding that it doesn't matter what comes, it doesn't matter how it comes, you're going to be great. In that, because the moment you made a decision, it doesn't matter what negativity comes. I always tell people that, you see, the thing about negativity and positivity is that they require the same amount of effort, but they give off different results. So you choose and you pick which one you want to hang around with. You choose and you pick, because you need to understand one thing, that every time you hang around with positivity, you're investing in positivity. Every time you hang around with negativity, you're investing in negativity. Where would you rather be investing your time? Every time, I mean, think about it, Linda, when you were growing up, you probably did crazy stuff to the point where I can't even go home, this is the end of the world, but here you are, you climbed over that thing. Imagine if you were positive about that thing. Would you not be in a different position at that particular place in time? Would you have not wasted time crying instead of doing other things that would have propelled you to a whole different direction? But we're talking about acting. So to all the YDDians that are out there, what are you guys gonna do this year? You guys gotta write down the goals. You guys gotta write down what it is exactly that you wanna do. You know, a lot of people, when I started this whole Mr. Get Things Done, a lot of people thought that I was crazy, but they pay me for this thing because I made a decision that I'm gonna get paid for this thing. I made a decision years ago that I'm gonna have $1 million in the bank, and I got that. I made a decision years ago that I'm gonna hire so many people, and I got that. I made a decision years ago that we are gonna be an agency in the township, and I got that. And what we're trying to say today is that YDDians out there, decide. The moment you've made your decision, stick to it. Doesn't matter what may come, doesn't matter who says what, stick to that decision. The moment you've stuck to that decision, make sure that you action and you commit. Make sure that you action and you commit. Because you act based on the things that you have decided upon. And every action that you make based on the decision that you've made is a fruitful one. You know why? Every day you go to sleep, you sleep with peace. Because you sleep understanding that I've invested in myself. So when I show up to the show and I do 3 hours, I do it with peace because I understand that I paid my dues during the week for 20 hours. I was on the internet researching content to add value to the show. I understand that when I grab the mic and I step out and people applaud me, it didn't happen in that 3 hours. It happened in the 20 hours before the show happened. So we win victories, and we win victories the moment we set our peg in the ground and we make the decision. So what are we doing, YDDians? We're deciding, we are acting, and we're committing. Happy New Year.
Decide, act, commit. Woo! How damn.
Man.
Yeah, man. Talk about being silenced.
I see.